What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. I hope everybody's having a great day. It is December 12th, 2022, and so there's some new Steam hardware results, and apparently the GTX 1650 is the new king. If you guys didn't know, Steam is like a gaming service or a gaming platform. You buy games on it on the PC. You probably already know what that is, but they do look at what hardware is in the computers that you play on, which is kind of interesting to say the least. But they've kept up with what graphics cards people are using, and for the longest time, our Lord and Savior of GPUs, the top dog, the go-to, the best budget, the best card, I guess, or the most used card. I'm not going to say the best card, but it was actually a really good card for a long time. It's still pretty good, but it was the GTX 1060. These came in two different variants, a 3 gigabyte and a 6 gigabyte model. The 6 gigabyte model had a couple more cores. It was better in pretty much every way, and more gigabytes. But just now, recently, as of the November update, because they update it once a month, the 1060 has fallen from its throne, and I think it's been in the first position for like 3 years now. So this is saying something. This is a significant change. But anyway, let's jump on over to this article and actually take a look at the hardware results. It's quite interesting to see a very entry-level or budget card, because in my opinion, I think a 1650 is a lower class, definitely a lower class card than a 1060, even though it's newer. Let's flip it over. All right, so the GTX 1650 takes the top GPU spot in the Steam hardware survey. Let's see here. Yeah, the 1650 now tops the GPU popularity contest. The low-end Turing card from 2019 had a 0.6 month-over-month increase, rising to the pinnacle of graphics card rankings with 6.2% share of all gamers on the Steam network. Meanwhile, the GTX 1060 was the former leader. It sank by 1.85%, down to 5.7%. The 1060 was launched in 2016. Wow, that makes it a 6-year-old graphics card, and it had reigned since 2018. So it was in the first position from 2018 to now, 4 years. Holy smokes. The Pascal card, the proving popularity for its price to performance ratio and relatively low power consumption. I don't think anybody bought them because they were a low power consumption card. That was just kind of a benefit. Obviously, a 1650 is a very low power card. Let's see here. Wanted to actually pull. Here we go. Here's the actual list. So 1650 is now, and as of November, the top dog. 1060 is behind that. 2060 is behind that. That's pretty obvious. 3060 laptops. I was kind of, at first, I was taken back. I was like, wow, there's a bunch of 3060 laptops. But I do remember there for a long time, 3060 laptops were cheap and very plentiful. I don't know if they still are, but I know a lot of 3060 laptops hit the market. And there for a while, people were building farms out of laptops and doing mining. But anyway, GTX 1050 Ti, I did like these cards when they came out, but they kind of fell short very fast, in my opinion. They were good for throwing in systems that didn't have external power, though, because a lot of the 1050s and 1050 Ti's would just run off of the slot, which I believe the 1650s are the same. So that's kind of cool. And that actually might be what's happening here. You have a huge influx of leftover either office computers or just hardware that did not have a discrete graphics card. People are buying them up for cheap, and then they throw a 1650 in it because they don't have to upgrade the power supply. They don't need external plugs. They just literally drop the graphics card in, and you can play. And they come in a small form factor design, too, like here. So you could put that in a case that had like a lower form factor or smaller form factor. Just a lot of options on the 1650. Going further down the list, the regular 3060, 1660 Ti, no surprise there. 3070, so that's like kind of the first heavy hitter we've seen so far. 3070, it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th position, 8th most popular. It's pretty stout. 1660 Super behind it. A 1050, that's the 2 gigabyte model, 1052 gig, still there. 3060 Ti, another mid-range heavy hitter. 3050, low-end card. AMD Radeon graphics, I think all of them get clumped into there. I'm not sure exactly. Or is that like the integrated AMD Radeon graphics? I don't know. 1070, super popular back in the day. 3080, wow, big boy card. And that's in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15th position. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's saying a lot, because everything else is, there's no other 80 series cards in this list. It looks like there's only 1, 2, 3 70 series, the 3070, 1070, and 2070 Super. And Iris Xe graphics, so those are integrated graphics. But yeah, it's a weird time to see a 1650 rise to the top. In my opinion, of course, I'm looking at it from a miner's perspective, a GPU mining perspective. 1650s were always kind of worthless, but I do understand they did serve a purpose. I'd actually like to look up the performance on them. Let's see here, 1650 versus 1060. We'll do the 6 gigabyte. I don't even know if it's faster. So yeah, 1060 is still faster. And it's getting higher FPS on CSGO, GTA 5, Overwatch, PUBG. They're cheaper. I mean, 50, 60 bucks. 1060s are going for like nothing. But I do understand that I think a 1650 is the highest performance card that doesn't need an external plug. Because I believe 3050s are what replaced the 1650, but they do need external power. But yeah, pretty much in every way, a 1066 gig beats it. What about a 1063 gig? Because those were a little slower. And it looks like it does not beat it in CSGO, but it does beat it in pretty much everything else. So I know a lot of people don't like user benchmark, but I do like the fact that it shows FPS on either card, because that's like a straight up, that's a pretty easy way to look at it. This card gets 60, this card gets 49. Pretty tried and true. But anyway, before we get off here, let's go on to CoinMarketCap. Take a look at the market. It's looking like Bitcoin's doing a little bit better than yesterday. It's up 1.4% at $17,153. Ethereum's also trending upwards at 2% gain in the last 24 hours, $1,270. XRP, 38 cents. Dogecoin, 8.9 cents. Litecoin is $76.75. Monero, 150 bucks. $150.47 right now on Monero. Ethereum Classic, $18.39. And we'll round it off with looking at a little bit of, we did Zcash the other day. Let's take a look at Dash. $48.48 on Dash. It's actually up 7.8%. Pretty big increase in the last 24 hours. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all had a good evening. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for coming out. OGs, Jellyfish, all y'all, go ahead. You know what to do. Drop it down below. And, yeah, 1650. I was trying to think. I thought for a second maybe I had a 1650 downstairs and I was going to like bring it up here and show it off, but I don't actually even own any 50 series cards. 1050s, 1650s, 3050s. I don't have any 50 series cards just because, yeah, I definitely see the appeal and I see the use case, but I think I hear somebody outside. I think there are better buys for lower prices if you're willing to go used. But anyway, Let me go see what's going on outside. Y'all have a good night. Adios.